Yo, what is going on, everyone? Happy 4th of July to everyone. If you celebrate the 4th of July, but happy 4th of July. So, speaking of a happy 4th of July, um, I know Brian Kelly and that coaching staff at LSU have to be having a happy 4th of July. But before we jump into this live stream, I just want to say if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date on all of the latest drops. And don't forget to leave a like and a comment. All right. So again, I would have to think that Brian Kelly and his coaching staff is having a great happy 4th of July. Um, a number of big name recruits were picked 4th of July as their day to commit. And one of those guys who has a lot of buzz behind his name is Zion Williams, right? Not to be confused with you know the dynamic basketball player from the New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson. This guy name is Zion Williams, and he is a defensive tackle out of the state of Texas. So he was crystal ball towards committing to Texas, right? Because he's from Texas, from Lufkin, Texas. And LSU was able to go in there and turn things around and get him to come over to LSU. And this was all because of Bo Davis, right? So Bo Davis and Zion Williams have had a very long term relationship, right? And so the hire of Bo Davis was, you could see the immediate impact. Bo Davis was able to snatch Zion from the grasp of Texas, right? And that's why you go out and get a guy like Bo Davis, right? And so let's just talk a little bit about Zion Williams. Um, Looking here on my other screen, he's 6'4", 295 pounds. He's a four-star defensive tackle. I mean lineman from Lofton, Texas. He had offers from Texas, TCU, of course, Texas A&M, um, and you know if you go look at his Twitter profile, which he probably changed it now, but he had a he had in his profile he had a Texas jersey on, right? But obviously he commits to LSU, and this is a big time. This is a big time pickup for LSU because defensive line is a position of need for LSU, right? And so you're just bringing in another guy who is going to be helping build up that defensive line depth, right? And hopefully who can become a household name along that defensive line for Bo Davis and Brian Kelly and these LSU Tigers. So I'm gonna pull up some film of this guy playing. So let's drop that on the screen. All right, so this is Zion Williams, right? So you can see he's playing defensive tackle. Guys, I mean, he's a really strong kid. Again, he's 6'5", um, 200, 296 pounds, almost 300 pounds, right? And so he just bullies uh, offensive linemen, right? Of course, this is high school, and the talent that he's facing in high school is not going to be nowhere near the level as the talent in the SEC. But this kid still has a lot of growing to do. And so once he gets on campus for LSU and get in that weight room and do weight, strength, and conditioning, right? He's definitely gonna develop into a absolute monster. And he's a monster now in high school, but college and high school are two different levels. He has a really good motor. He's strong, right? If you look at some more of his film, he's definitely always looking to make a play. He's always going upfield, right? He doesn't really take any plays off. If I had to give him any knocks, it probably would be that he plays a little bit high when he comes off the ball, right? So it's all about pad level on the defensive line. But again, when he gets to LSU, they're going to coach all of that out of him. Obviously, uh, college coaching college coaching is way better than high school coaching, right? And the coaching in Texas is it's no slouch, right? Because Texas has some of the best high school football in all of the United States. But if I had to, you know, give him any knocks, it would be his pad level and maybe his foot speed. But again, Bo Davis, that defensive staff is gonna coach it right out of him, right? He's a four-star, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna, polish up a player, that already has the physical skills to be a very good player for LSU along that defensive line. So excited to see this guy choose LSU. Definitely a position of need. Hopefully, Bo Davis can land a few other guys along that defensive line. And let's put LSU struggling to have defensive line depth in the past, right? So, all right, moving on to some more news. They have their if you've been paying attention to LSU, there's been a few freshmen who've been making a name for themselves, right? One who I've done a episode about, right? I did a episode about PJ Williams, right? And so there was an article that came out and said that there were a few freshmen for LSU that was making quite the name for themselves. And one of those guys was PJ Williams, right? So PJ Williams, he is a uh, true freshman out of Mississippi. He obviously plays cornerback, another position that's been kind of shady for LSU. I can't believe I'm saying that, defensive back has been a position of shade for LSU, but it has, if we're being real. But uh, he's making a name for himself. Um, Obviously, right? He's in the spring ball. He started, um, he started at one of the cornerback spots in spring ball, right? So he's been pushing for starting reps, and I would not be shocked if you see him obviously playing in the slot or maybe even starting come USC. Um, the Brett Baker has said that he is competitive. He's athletic. He can run. He's a dog. He has that tenacity. And of course, if you got someone like Corey Raymond coaching you, the godfather of DBU, you know what else can you ask for as a defensive player with those type of mental and physical attributes? And you have Corey Raymond coaching you, and then you have uh, you know Trudez Green, right? The tight end from Zachary, Louisiana, right? He has been making a buzz in spring ball, right? So he's just adding a whole nother level of, you know, dynamic to that LSU tight end room, right? If you go and watch some of his film from high school, the guy is making all type of circus catches, right? And of course, he's 6'5", so there's not a lot of tight ends in high school football that you're going to be going up against at 6'5", and you're expected to, defend someone like that as a cornerback, right? And in high school, he lined up a whole lot in the slot and outside as a wide receiver, but at LSU, he's going to be playing tight end. Who knows? They might, try to line him up outside wide and let him play a little bit of wide receiver to kind of give another wrinkle to, that LSU offense, kind of how like in 2019, how they used to send Thad Moss out wide and let him line up at wide receiver. And so who knows? LSU has options, right? Another guy that's making a name for himself as a freshman is Dominique McKinley, right? So Dominique McKinley, if y'all haven't seen already, just go look at his social media. The guy has bulked up a whole lot. I think he's put on like 30 pounds. And so he's been making a name for himself so far early on in, the off season. But I think, we have what, 2 months, 2.5 months until the first game of the season versus USC. And I'm willing to bet, you know, some of my paycheck that PJ Woodland and Dominique McKinley are going to be playing in that game. I'm not going to say they're going to be starters, but I guarantee you Dominique McKinley is going to get some reps, and I guarantee that PJ Woodland is going to get some reps at cornerback if I had to make a bet. But don't know about Trudez Green. Still got Mason Teller. I got a couple other tight ends, upperclassmen in that tight end room, but I'll probably see. I think Trudez Green will probably see some time on special teams, right? And playing on special teams is a great way to make a name for yourself, and get you some reps on that offensive or defensive side of the ball, depending on what position you play, right? But special teams is definitely a spot where you can make a name for yourself. Another guy who I'm looking to make a push for some starting reps is Cade Durham, right, the running back, highly recruited out of Texas. So he's also bulked up a little bit, and so I'm looking to see if he's gonna, probably get some snaps, hopefully in, in real time. And what I mean by real time is in the first and second quarter, not doing mop up duty when LSU's beating a team by 21. I want to see him, get some reps with the ones behind that great offensive line that LSU has. Um, and so, yeah, those guys are making a buzz, right? Just Google the article. I was trying to find the article, but can't seem to find it anymore. If you just Google LSU football news, you will see it, right? You'll see what it was talking about. PJ Woodland, the cornerback, Trudez Green, the tight end, Dominique McKinley, the defensive tackle, and Cave Durham, the running back. But yeah, so happy 4th of July. Zion Williams commits to LSU, defensive tackle, not the basketball player, full star out of Texas. Adds a um, just adds another dynamic to that defensive tackle room, right? That defensive lineman room. And so you can't be mad about that. Bo Davis is already showing and earning his paycheck, right? Because LSU definitely needs more defensive tackles, defensive linemen in general. And it was able to go out and snatch um, a good player from, Texas, right? Again, he's from Texas. Texas was recruiting him. Texas A&M was recruiting him. And so LSU was able to bring him in, and that's always a win, especially now that Texas is in the SEC and are going to be coming into LSU's backyard trying to recruit players. And so the fact that LSU was able to go into that backyard and snatch a player just gives you a lot of confidence and kind of lets Texas know that, hey, you're on the SEC now. Recruiting here is on a whole nother level. This is not, the Big 12 anymore, where you was the big dog in the conference. Now you're in a conference with a lot of big dogs in recruiting. LSU, Alabama, right? Ole Miss. So um, got to feel good about that commitment. And also, these talented freshmen that are going to be looking to make a name for themselves this upcoming season. So yeah, that'll be it for me. Gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Got to go ahead and get on the grill. Gotta cook up some dogs and some burgers, right, for me and the kid. And we're gonna pop some fireworks. If you guys are gonna be cooking on the grill, shooting off some fireworks, just be safe, right? Be safe, be safe. Alcohol and fireworks don't go together. I feel like I'm preaching, but every year someone gets seriously injured from whether they're drinking too much and they're on a boat, or they're on the water, or they're shooting fireworks and just not making the right decisions. So um, yeah, happy 4th of July again. Thank you to everyone who subscribes to the channel, who leaves a like, who leaves a comment. Um, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. And until next time, I'm out.